So, this is my Riku deck, and it's got a lot of utility creatures and a lot of ways to copy them, and then a bunch of ramp to get up to some big spells that will copy some creatures a whole bunch of times, like Parallel Evolution or Rite of Replication, which Parallel Evolution you can copy with Riku and get 4 copies of all your tokens, and Rite you can kick and copy to get 10 copies of any creature on the board. So, let's move right along. We've got Riku, some utility things to protect him like Greaves, Swiftfoot Boots, Darksteel Blade, Sword of Feast and Famine. This deck is really mana hungry. You can do a lot of stuff in one turn if you have the mana. Utility dudes. Elvish Lyricist in his ugly white border. Enchantment Hate. Non-basic land hate. Repeatable. I love this guy. Although I haven't really used him that much in-game. Taco Tracer. Token piece of Graveyard Hate. Manic Vandal. Everybody has artifacts. Fling Tom Kavu. Can get rid of some little guys, or if I copy him with Riku, can get rid of a big guy. Acidic Slime. Blows up a lot of stuff. Invader Parasite. I don't know about this guy. Obviously he's best when you exile a basic land with him. I mean, no, that's not true. I don't know. When you exile a good land like Cabal Coffers or something, his second ability doesn't really come into play. 2 damage whenever a player plays a land with the same name. But he's some good land hate. Spritebellows. Evoke and copy it with Riku, and you keep the copy to save for later. Chancellor of the Spires. Mostly fun when you start making copies of your creatures and you just start playing all the big spells that your opponents play. Hopefully they're playing some good instants and sorceries, and that's not too hard to do. Enchantment Hate again. Another piece of Graveyard Hate. These are my non-creature hate spells. Cross on Grip can save you in a lot of infinite combos like Temple, Bell, Mind Over Matter, and who's that guy who makes you draw 3? The General. Yeah. When you are forced to draw your whole deck, this'll come in handy. Creeping Corrosion, blow up some artifacts. And here's a bunch of ways to copy your utility dorks or some other giant guys on the table. Phantasmal Image is a 2-mana clone, pops when you target him. Wormfang Drake. Exiles a guy, you can copy him with Riku, and have his token exile himself, which brings the guy back into play, and you can make another copy of anyone you want. It costs 7 mana, so I'm not sure it's worth it, but you can exile a couple guys with them, and then when the Wormfang Drakes die, you can make more copies of those guys you exiled. Ether Adept, bounce a guy and you can play him again and copy him again. Also, you can just bounce an opponent's General or, Mimoplasm or something if they exiled some good stuff out of some graveyards. Or, any General that gets super huge over time. Omnath or whoever. Just bounce him. Get rid of him. Yeah. same thing as with Wormfang Drake. You can have him have this token bounce the card, and then you can reuse it, kind of like a capsize or something. That's when you copy him with Riku. Right, Phyrexian Metamorph, you can blow up a general and get your own copy, so kind of 2-for-1 a general with Riku, or any legendary artifact or anything. That's all because basically they blow each other up when they come into play, and that's when Riku's ability triggers, and it comes into play as a copy of that, so you're copying the copy with Riku. Anyways, Clone does the same thing, but just for creatures only. Splinter Twin. So I don't have the Pestermite Deceiver Exarch combo in this deck, because, you know, I just don't want to be that guy. Not right now, anyways. But, you know, copy all your utility dudes, kind of themes with Riku. You know, the art looks like Riku. Guess I should have a spitting image in here, since that art looks like a Riku too. Two dudes. Followed footsteps, make some more copies of some dudes. Do, you know, if someone has a ton of enchantments, you can copy your Manic Vandal, or if they've graveyard shenanigans, you can copy your Nantucket Tracer, or just some giant guy you or your opponent has on the table, like Primeval Titan or something bigger. I guess he's not that giant. I don't know. An Eldrazi or something? Whatever. Stick it on whoever you want and make a bunch of copies of him. If they don't blow it up. Kiki-Jiki, make copies, temporary, of any guys you want. Of course, most of the utility guys in here have enter the battlefield effects, so he's a good way to make use of those. Again, you know, I could have the Tooth and Nail, Kiki-Jiki, Deceiver, Exarch, or Pestermite combo in here. I've got it in my box, but it's just not in here right now because, I don't want to be that guy. Parallel Evolution. Any guys you've copied with Riku? Now you've got 5 of them because you got 4 tokens in the original. Flashback. Now you've got 17 of them. 16 tokens in the original. Yeah, that's pretty insane. You should win at that point. Especially if you're cloning someone else's, you know, I don't know, 10-cost creature or something like that with some of your clones, and then making 17 copies of him. Yeah. Or, God forbid, you play Rite of Replication and get Rite of Replication on your guy after cloning him, get like 12 copies of one of your opponent's guys, and then with your 11 tokens, get 16 times those. I'm trying to do the math. 176 copies of some monster. Yeah. Board wipe or you win. Yeah, Rite of Replication. Tutors. So this was my million ways to copy guys, right? Obviously. Okay.